Hello, Faith Fellowship friends and family. The church now has a YouTube page. With everything going on and all of the closings, it's kind of forced us to maybe take a little bit more of technology on and go a little bit forward in that area than what we have before. We are accustomed to simply getting together, opening God's Word, and looking through it, learning, studying, having that discussion. And we've not made any final decisions as to what's going to go on in the near future, if we're going to be able to meet or not. And we'll talk about those things in just a moment. But in preparation, in case that does happen, and it is very likely that it will, we want to be ready. We want to be able to communicate one with another and still kind of have that time of teaching, though it's going to look a little bit different than what we're accustomed to. Some of the things that are going into the decisions as to to meet face to face or not, we're looking at the community. What can we do to help curb the virus and the spread thereof? We're also looking at, we want to respect our governors. I speak in dual terms here, both Ohio and Pennsylvania. I'm over here in Ohio, and the church is in Pennsylvania. Ohio is taking a little bit maybe stricter stand on some of these things. Even just today, the restaurants, bars, things like that, closing to people coming in and eating in them. Still open for like dine out and things like that. But taking some of those precautions to try to bring that curve down a little bit so it doesn't put an undue burden upon the healthcare systems and things like that. So we're taking those things into consideration. As I mentioned this morning, I've read a few things by Martin Luther, read a few things by Charles Spurgeon as they went through different epidemics and things like that, and their take on them. Also looking at things that have been written by some missionaries that are in Italy, and they're sharing some of the difficulties they're going through with the virus, and kind of giving some advice to us over here. Also in contact with other local churches and seeing what they're doing and how they're handling it. And so we want to do our best to be community conscious in these areas, as well as spiritually conscious. And we also want to make sure that we are standing firm, and we are that church that is putting forth the foundation of Jesus Christ, even during a difficult time. If we wind up not being able to meet face-to-face, some of the things that we have planned for us will be, we'll look at, sorry, I got to adjust the camera here a moment. We'll be looking at putting out some emails with some lessons and devotionals and things like that you can do with your family and go over them. We'll do our best to have a video lesson once a week that we'll be able to share on the YouTube channel as well as on Facebook. So if you're on one or if you're on the other, we'll do our best to have it on both. And then also, I have a church that I'm going to encourage you to look up. If we're not able to meet for a Sunday morning service, I'll encourage you to tune into their live stream. They're doing a great job with what they're doing. That's playing in the background right now, and that is Emmanuel Baptist Church up in Newington, Connecticut. Terry Schmidt's the pastor there. They're doing a great job. I listen to their service on a weekly basis, and just because I find it encouraging. And they're doing a great job, and they're getting their worship team together on Sunday morning, just them, and doing a broadcast with some good music, and then some preaching by the pastor there. So if we wind up not being able to meet, I'd encourage you to look them up. We'll have some lessons on our own YouTube channel, as well as some emails with devotionals, and we'll kind of go forward that direction. So we're still in the decision-making process here, still praying about what we'll do. But if we need to, those are the routes we're going to be taking. Just want to let you know about them, and we'll talk to you soon.